want to talk about a topic that most people don't talk about, which is prospecting. Real deal, talking to people in person, getting a number, and the different types of prospects, stories on prospecting. If you're out there and you're in sales and you got to go meet people, talk to people, you're trying to build a business, you're going to need to talk to people. You're going to have to master prospecting. I want to share my process on prospecting. They say prospecting falls into 3 different groups: people you know, people you don't know, and people your people know, right? People you know, people your people know, and people you don't know. And so when I got into the business, I make a list of everybody I know, people I know. 2, I learned how to get referrals from people your people know. And 3, I learned how to go talk to people that I don't know, right? People you don't know. And so turning strangers into friends is what we called it, okay? If for an introvert and a person doesn't like talking to people to begin with, this was very challenging. And so I get into the business and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go talk to people. I don't know that many people. I maxed out my warm market, meaning people that I knew. I went and talked to everybody, and what happened, and I wasn't where I wanted to be. And I'm like, man, I got to get referrals. So I try to get referrals, and that's kind of a slow process. And I was like, man, I need to go build new relationships. And so I'm going to go prospecting. I'm going to go network. I'm going to go to meetings, etc. I'm going to share my story here. And we were taught, hey, when you meet somebody sharp, compliment them, tell them why you're talking to them, and there's 4 questions. So, hey, man, you look really sharp. I run a business down the street. I'm always looking for good people. What do you do? How long have you done it? Do you see yourself doing that the next 10 to 15 years? No. So you do keep your options open. Awesome, man. Let's connect. I'd love for you to come see what I do. You can learn about the business side on how to make some extra money. We'll also show you what we do for clients, how money works, how insurance works, what the wealthy do, what's a good number to reach you. And then when you ask that question, like, what's a good number to reach you? And you just look down, so it's not awkward, like, what's a good number to reach you? And you stare at the person, right? So I was taught to prospect. So I'm like, okay, I got the questions down. I know what to do. Now I'm walking around and I see a Baskin Robbins. I'm like, all right, man, let me go inside here. I'm going to talk to that guy. There's nobody there. He's got to talk to me. So I go inside Baskin Robbins. Nobody's there. I'm like, oh, thank God, nobody's here. They can't laugh at me. And so I start, hey, man, how long have you worked here? Oh, we started the shop like such and such. I'm like, oh, so you're the owner. Yeah, I'm the owner. Oh, they didn't prepare me for this. I can't ask the owner if he keeps his options open, if he doesn't like it, if he doesn't want to work here no more. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll be right back. And I walked out and I'm like, you're such an idiot. Dude, you look so stupid. You look so freaking stupid, man. You couldn't even get the guy's number. That's how my first prospect ever went, was a Baskin Robbins business owner. Like in my mind, I'm like, dude, you must be rich because you obviously own an ice cream store. I didn't think like, damn, the rent on this street costs X. He can't pay any employees right now. He's got to be personally doing it. This guy's selling ice cream. Did he really dream of waking up and building this ice cream place where his dream was to sell people ice cream every day? When you're struggling, you don't really have the right perspective, and you're looking up versus really looking sideways to understand real opportunities, because you're so at the bottom that everybody's on top, right? Everything looks better. And so that was my first prospecting story. And I had to overcome these things. I had to overcome fear. I had to overcome being awkward, right? And this is not normal. There's this great book called Game of Numbers. And Nick Murray talks about that your whole life you're taught not to talk to strangers. And now we're teaching you to like jump out of a bush and go ask people if they keep, hey, hi, you want to, right? And so I had to learn like, dude, this is so uncomfortable. This is so awkward. Right? And there's 3 phases when you go through this, right? There's awkward, mechanical, and natural. So it's awkward at first. You look awkward. You sound awkward. You stutter. Your eyes are over here. You don't stare at people. It's horrible. Then mechanical, you sound like a robot. So how long have you done this? Do you keep your options? And you're like, dude, you suck still, bro. And then there's a natural, like, hey, man, what do? You look real sharp, bro. Very cool. We should connect, right? You keep your options open? Cool, man. I'm George. Boom, right? Eventually it becomes natural because you get over all these limiting beliefs. And what happens is you have to really process what you were taught. Like, I was taught not to talk to people, talk to strangers. Totally get it. But now as an adult, you're in business. You want to go build this great dream life. You need more money. You're going to have to go provide a product or a service, which means you're going to have to go talk to people to share what you do. And that's what sales is. And every business owner that's wealthy, guess what they do? Sell a product or a service. So instead of thinking like the employee, let's think like the business owner to go sell a product or a service. And so then you say, okay, well, and you have to talk yourself into this. Well, every business in the world sells a product or a service. So in order to do that, they got to first talk to people. Somebody's got to do that part. Now this is my part to do it, and I'm starting small. I don't have a lot of money. So what most companies spend in advertising and marketing and social media and commercials and all this stuff, my mouth is going to do all that. My mouth is going to be the commercial. My mouth is going to be the freaking infomercial. My mouth is going to be the poster on the side of the freeway. My mouth is going to do that work. But I had to convince myself that this was natural. And one guy at Kmart, I go ask him this question. He's like, what do? You know, walk around and talk to everybody? No. This was at the supermarket. What do you do? Just walk around and talk to everybody and ask them if to keep their options open? And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I do. So do you keep your options open? No, man. No. And I felt like an idiot. Dude, we made $138,000 so month, and we have one for the month so far, and we have one more pay cycle this Friday, okay? So trust me, when I felt like an idiot, I didn't know that one day this was going to pay me $100,000 a month, 7-figure residual income. But at one point, that guy made me feel like an idiot. What are you going to do? Just walk around and talk to people? Yeah. It's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk around and talk to every damn person on the world, tell them what I do so I can go win, so I can live my dreams. And then one guy at Kmart, right? Dude, you work at Kmart. He's like, well, what is it? And I'm like, does it matter? Does it matter, bro, what this is? Honestly, no disrespect. It doesn't matter if it's better, right? And that wasn't the right response. I was just pissed off, man. You know, you got to laugh at yourself, honestly. When you start, you know, building a business, dude, it's freaking everywhere. Your mentality's everywhere. But I had to convert my mentality from employee to business owner. And then I realized that when we went together, like if you're going to go out there and you're going to go grow your business, market, advertise, whatever, man, take some people with you. Take a team. Take 1, 2, 3 people. So much easier when you do it with a group of people, because when you look like an idiot and then you go back to like the group, they're like, dude, that was so embarrassing. You suck so bad. That was so bad. Oh my God, bro. And you're like, I know, bro. I suck so bad. And guess what? You're encouraged from somebody else that you're not by yourself. You're able to laugh at it, right? You're able to laugh at it. And so we'd go together. We'd go prospect together. Donut shop, man, like, let me tell you about prospect. And I'm like, man, I'm just going to get a bunch of numbers. So I went to a donut shop, and I literally, you know how they have all those business cards? I grabbed every business card, then went back to the office, and they're like, how'd it go? And I'm like, dude, I got 25 prospects, you know? Because I was so dumb. I was so naive that I thought that was a prospect, right? I didn't know, like, you have to ask the person a question, get them to say yes, it shows some level of interest, right? So, dude, when you want to win, dude, you just call everybody. Cars driving. This is a funny story. One day we're stuck in traffic, like, I mean, bumper to bumper traffic. And I want to win so bad, where I'm like, dude, screw it. What am I going to do here? I'm going to start talking to the cars next to me. And so I picked nice cars, because I was like, worst case scenario, they got some money, they could buy some life insurance, right? And it's a nice way of, dude, nice car. So I'm like pulling up to a car. We're like looking at each other, and I honk. And I'm like, and my window's down already. And I was like, dude, nice car, bro. Nice car. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah. What do you do, bro? What do you do for work? Oh, I do this. Oh, get out of here. Really? Dude, listen. I run an insurance company. I'm always looking for good people. Do you keep your options open? You do. Dude, George, what's your name? And I'm yelling at this dude, bro. Okay? Mark, what's your number? And now we're like trying to drive away, and he's trying to drive away, and like the car's already moved. What's your number? Right? And I'm like trying to, like, don't crash. Come on, man. 818-555-4. Great to meet you, bro. Dude, I got 6 freaking numbers on my way to the office. When you want something, you're going to find a way to get it. When you want to win as bad as you want to breathe, you're going to find a way to get it, like Eric Thomas says. So that was a car story. Let me tell you the flyer story. I go print all these flyers. I'm like, oh, this is great. And I go put them all over the cars at the mall. I actually pay this young kid to go do it for me. And then the security calls me, sir, this is called loitering or littering, whatever it was, both maybe. And he's like, and somebody's like, oh, he doesn't even know the difference between loitering and littering. I'm a millionaire. That's what I know. Okay, buddy? So you know the difference. Smart ass people all the time want to comment stuff. So anyways, so they call me and they're like, hey, this is, who is this? I'm like, this is George. Who's this? Oh, sir, this is Northridge security here at the mall. You have to come take this off. This is a fine. And I'm like, oh, man. I wasn't going back to the mall. I was like, okay, all right, thanks, bye. Couldn't do that. One day I go post all these on my apartment doors, right? All these financial, hey, I'm your neighbor. The apartment building calls me. Hey, man, you can't do this. We took them all off. I'm like, dude, do you know how long that took, bro, for me to put 250 flyers, and you just took them off, right? Dude, when you're trying to grow a business, you got to try everything, talk to everybody, do everything, right? It's legal. This was a good one, right? And by the way, a crazy story how I met my wife. Long story, I won't do it on this video, but I got these hang-up ones with these little, what are those things called, Shane? The little metal ones that you could put like a strip through and tie it. You know, the banners with the divots, what are they called, rivets? Yes. Yeah, rivets. So we get these banners with rivets, and I'm like, you know what, man? everybody on a freeway, where they get off the freeway, they're like stuck there while the light changes, right? So I'm gonna go put these on the freeway, on the gates next to the freeway. So I'm there like 11 o'clock, making sure the police aren't around, and I'm zip, 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 and I'm zip tying them on, guys. And it was like, earn, $1,000 to $3,000 a month, call, right? And I get all these numbers. And one time I'm going to do this, and I swear this dude came out of nowhere, bro. This pit bull came out of nowhere. I never got my banner on. I left it like it was like half hanging on. I'm like, screw that, I'm not going back. I've had police officers like shining the light on me, like, hey, you can't do that. And then they would drive away. You know how embarrassing that is? Man, but when you want to win, you're going to go figure some stuff out. Flyers, banners, doors, leads, business cards on the floor. You know what's crazy? I would see a business card. This is how crazy I was. I look at a business card on the floor and I was like, man, God put that card there in front of me because that number is supposed to become my agent or my client. That's why that number is in front of me on the floor. Like, what do you got to tell yourself to win when it comes to prospecting? I remember one day I'm in El Paso and I'm driving, and there's this billboard, and my agent's like, man, we're just having a hard time, like getting people. How do you get more prospects? And I'm like, best way of teaching somebody, show them. So there's this sign, real successful realtor, I guess #1 realtor in El Paso, and Diaz would remember this. And I say, hey man, dude, I just saw your face, bro. Great freaking ad. Why do you think he put his phone number there? He wants people to call him, obviously, right? Great freaking ad, bro. Listen, I do insurance. I'm in town. I'm building a new office. You keep your options open to offering other services to your clients, making more money? Yeah. Next day, I brought him on board at Starbucks. You know what that is? When you want something, you're going to figure it out. There's food everywhere. There's numbers everywhere. There's business everywhere. You just got to go hunt. You just got to do your part, guys. And I'll finish with this. This helped me. There was a story about prospecting is really like you being a waiter. And I was a waiter, so I understand this. And you go up to somebody's table and you go to offer them water. If that person said, I don't want any water, you wouldn't walk away like, I'm such a bad waiter. God doesn't want me to be a waiter. This isn't for me. You wouldn't do that. You'd be like, what a freaking psycho, bro. He could have just said no, bro. Freaking weirdo, right? That's what you'd say. You wouldn't judge yourself. You wouldn't look down on being a waiter. You wouldn't think the restaurant's a bad restaurant. You wouldn't think all this other crap we think like, oh, they told me no, I can't do this. This isn't for me. This is too hard. And you start quitting. I know that because trust me, I got a bunch of no's and I felt like quitting too. I did quit. In a conversation, somebody mentored me. My mentor called me, challenged me, changed my life because I was a former quitter. And you have to quit on quitting. So that mentality of, dude, you're just here to see a server's here to see who's thirsty. Your job is to see who's hungry, who wants to improve whatever you offer. In insurance, who wants to protect their family, prepare for retirement. And eventually our guys that went through this process together, we were all in. And we became like a family because we struggled together. We didn't go to war like soldiers do. That bond between soldiers that went to war, that's a different kind of bond. But it was as closest to that as I had, like a team, a sports team that played together, won a championship. That was that bond. And, there were days, guys, where it's like, dude, you're going to cry, you're going to quit, and you're going to laugh. And I've done all three of those in one day. You can't quit. Then I'm like, I can't quit. I'm crying, then I'm laughing like, dude, it's going to work out, bro. Relax, bro. Come on. You could do this. And then, we hit the goal. I'm like, man, so proud of today. But I've been so broke, man. I put on here this funny story. Have you ever been so broke where you have to like switch phone companies? Where you're like, okay, I'm getting shut down from this one. Let me go over here and change, Because I was trying to build a business. I was prospecting. I was planting seeds every single day. And I'm so grateful I didn't quit. We've licensed over 11,000 agents. We've done over 90,000 policies over the last 14 years. What if I would have quit? What if I would have said, well, I don't know that many people? Because I didn't know that many people. What if I would have said, like, you know what, this just isn't for me? So Red Lobster is, George? What if I would have said, man, I can't do this because I'm an introvert? Well, I am an introvert and we did it. What if I said, well, this just doesn't fit my personality? It doesn't fit my personality, but we still did it. What's the excuse that you're making right now for not growing a business, not going after and getting and not going to get it? What's the excuse? Trust me, I know all of them you're going to make. And I know all the different ways that you can try to go mess this thing up because I've done it all for the last 19 years. But if you eventually fail intelligently, where after every failure you ask, did that work? Didn't work? Should I do that? No, don't do that. Do this, right? Do it better. You keep failing intelligently, right? Intelligent failure. Things are going to work out. then you're going to build a great business, great organization, great life. And on the other side of failure is every single dream you have. And I've experienced that part because I didn't quit. And I want to challenge you and encourage you that if you're out there and you're in this phase of your career, which I'm still in now, and now social media and all the other stuff we're doing, right? We're still in that phase of growing, and I still do the same thing I did before, just a lot better with a lot better results. So it gets better. It gets better. With that being said, if you found value in the video, please subscribe, like, share, comment. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Take care.